See people's actions, not their words.
Ooh.
Somebody calls you the lily of Sharon, the rose of your valley, the apple of my
but when
eye.
it comes to actions, nothing.
Zero actions.
Zoot.
You've been putting on an engagement ring for 18 years.
Yeah.
And you're still the one.
Yeah, you're still number one.
Come on.
Hello everyone, my name is Mabel.
And I'm Ruth.
Welcome to our space,
the 3 R's.
Reflect, realign, and rise.
Today, we are talking about red flags in relationships.
Yes.
And why people
Ignore them.
often ignore them.
Yes.
Thereby leading to very not desirable consequences.
Yes.
If you're with a man who is dependent on you perpetually.
Yeah.
Sometimes, for example, a man moves to the US and needs
They have to
time
start
to
over.
adjust.
That's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you, honey,
That's
3 years.
That's different.
3 years
Yeah.
to sort yourself
Yeah.
out and be the man.
Yeah.
I'll still be supporting.
Yeah.
But some men just want to sit there and eat.
Yeah. No.
Some people just want to marry only rich women.
Yeah.
You understand?
And I'm not against that. Like, do what works for you, but we're just saying that is a no-no for us.
And it should be, as the Bible, I've quoted the Bible here on this matter.
Yeah.
A man is the provider.
Yeah.
Maybe most of these marriages, I promise you, where the woman holds it down,
Yeah.
even if it lasts, the woman is deeply unhappy.
That's
or there is
most of the time.
There is ingredients of disrespect in
Yeah,
that relationship.
absolutely.
Sometimes she's gonna snap.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking of good women who are holding it down.
Yeah.
Because maybe the man is really trying, but his money is never enough.
I would love to hear from some people who have actually experienced this.
We don't mind inviting in subsequent episodes.
I don't mind.
We might
if you
invite
want to
people.
come join us, let us know. Okay, send us
Right.
an email, send us a DM. We would love to hear from the men. Okay, and let's talk about the cost of ignoring red flags.
That one.
Because when you ignore red flags, there are consequences for ignoring them.
It's red flags. When you're driving and you ignore the red and you go, what happens? Your car is probably going to be hit.
Absolutely.
Or you might get a ticket.
Absolutely.
So let's hear.
So when you see red flags and you constantly ignore them, you are going to be stressed out constantly. Okay, you're going to live in frustration, stress, irritation, right? Because you're ignoring something that is staring you in the face. And then there will be, loss of self-esteem. Think about it. There's somebody that's constantly disrespecting you. You're going to end up believing that you are less than or you're not enough.
Right.
And that can cost you your self-esteem.
Right.
Constant anxiety, always worrying about what you're doing, working on eggshells. You're constantly anxious, feeling emotionally drained. Oh my God. You're constantly drained because you're overperforming and overgiving and always going out of your way because you want this person to be happy, but you still can't make them happy, right? That's a red flag. It's not supposed to be that way, okay? And staying longer than you should only because, we've been together for so long. We have children. I can't leave because I want everybody under the same roof. I mean, that's great to want everybody under the same roof, but is that working? Who are you doing that for? Are you doing that for yourself, your own selfish interest, or you're really doing that for your kids? Because remember, when your relationship is not working, kids can see that. They absorb every tension that is going on in the household.
Absolutely.
And you're not doing them a favor when you stay.
Not at all.
You're not.
Not
So
at
you
all.
can't stay simply because you've already lasted a long time.
Right.
Again, we're not asking you to leave your marriage, That's not what we're telling you to do.
We are not saying you should stay either. If
We're
you
not
have
saying
to
you should
leave.
stay. This is what because people always ask like, so when is it enough? Like, when should I leave? Like, when is a good time to leave? If you ask me as a mental health professional, I will say anything that is affecting your mental health is too expensive. If it gets to the point where you're constantly anxious, you're maybe even depressed, you're feeling hopeless about the relationship or your life, it's maybe time to put an end to it. It's not the end of the world. The end of a relationship is not the end of the world. It's not. Sometimes it's okay to start over. It really is. But here's another thing. If your relationship is salvageable, you don't have to leave it. Seek therapy. Get some help. Get professional help. Okay? Try to make it work. But if it doesn't work, sis, bro, it's okay to let it go. It really is.
Right.
Yeah, it really is okay to let it go.
Because sometimes when the cause of the red flag might even be physical death. We've heard about
Yeah.
people who
How
were
many times have
beaten,
we heard
women
women
who were
get
beaten,
killed?
yes, or men who commit suicide because their
Yes.
partner was so bad to them.
Yeah.
You don't want that for yourself.
No.
We don't get into we get into these love relationships to be happy, to do life together,
Yes.
not to end our lives.
No.
And now let's go back to Zari's and this
Boss lady.
the Zari, the boss lady.
Yes.
Now I'm sure that she or he probably saw red flags.
I'm sure they did.
You understand? This guy, you're dealing with a woman who has it all. She's had grown kids, she's had little kids, you have no kid, and then she has all her body done.
Yeah.
You probably will start wanting kids down the road.
At some point. And you know what's funny? Sometimes when you get together with somebody like that and the chemistry is so strong, even though you've seen all the red flags are right there staring you in the face. But because either the sex is so good, the chemistry is just so strong that you are completely blinded by all the red flags that you've seen so far. So let's talk about Zari, right?
Yeah, I was saying that this guy is a young guy.
He is a young guy.
Handsome, all the packs.
He doesn't have any children.
Doesn't have any kids. You're
Sex
dealing
is
with
probably
someone.
amazing.
You're dealing with someone who has kids who are well grown.
Yeah.
And then she has other kids.
She has everything
from another superstar.
Financially
now
stable.
her body is well done.
Yeah.
I'm not sure she was
I don't
thinking
know
of
if she wants to have any more kids.
And you don't have any.
Yeah. But and maybe she did. Also, let's think about the age too. She's not exactly, a spring chicken.
I mean, now with IVF, as long as you have a uterus, you can, or you can
also
do
have to have the
surrogacy.
eggs. You also have to have the eggs,
right?
Right.
So maybe he didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Now I don't know the details of their breakup, but let's think about a possibility like
possibilities.
Respect.
What could have happened?
Like respect.
Yeah.
I'm sure she respected her man and tried, but when the man can never be enough.
Yeah.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
She's been with with big people.
I mean, she's built a name for herself.
She's built a name. She's married people. Her baby daddies were people. So the guy, even with all he's always going to feel inferior.
But I think she tried her best to make him feel like, the man.
Sometimes it's not about her.
Yeah. Oh,
sometimes you intimidate
moment of silence.
You intimidate people without making any effort.
Yes, like you said.
Just
Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that.
Just being you.
I don't think it was about her.
Right.
Because no matter what she did, if this guy was not very secure in himself as a man, he will always have issues with this lady.
Right.
There will always be an issue.
Right.
Okay, because she has, like we said, she has a lot going for her, right? She doesn't necessarily, another thing is, when a woman doesn't need a man, when a woman can do it on her own and does not need a man,
or just needs only a body part from the man.
There are men that find that a bit of an issue, okay? You need a very secure man.
Maybe she probably needed, I think she went all out for this man. Even these women who seem to have it all, they say they cry I think she wanted, they need men.
Yeah.
I mean, just needing sex is needing.
No, of course. Everybody needs, So I think I don't know everybody, but I think that nobody wants to be alone. We are social creatures. We're not meant to be alone.
Right.
Oh, we've talked a lot about red flags, and now we got to give the people, some kind of interventions. Like, how can people get away from ignoring red flags, right? What do you think? What are some things that people can do to stop ignoring red flags?
There's always going to be red flags. And we want to say that, especially I've come so hard, we are not wanting to date perfect people because we ourselves are not perfect.
Yeah.
And we've taken time to say the difference between a flaw and a red flag.
Yes.
Having said that, I think that if people can, when they want to get into a relationship, if you can define clear deal breakers, right?
Yeah.
You know that if you do this or that, this is a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. A lot of times people don't have that.
People don't have
so
the nerve, or maybe they don't even know their deal breakers.
They don't. That's why I'm trying to say that it's important to know what your deal breakers are. Start there. Have at least 3 deal breakers, right? So deal breakers are things that you just will not tolerate. So you meet this guy and you realize that they have this deal breaker. I don't care how much you like them. That is an automatic no. there's no relationship here. Okay, so that's a deal breaker. You need to have at least 3 of them.
One woman can do all the house chores if the man provides. Another woman needs a man who will also help her out sometimes to take out the trash.
Absolutely.
So, you just need to know yourself. Know
your deal breakers.
Know yourself.
Because I have mine, you have yours.
Yes.
Your deal breaker may not be mine. So, but you have to be able to define what your deal breakers are.
Right.
And until you can do that, you are going to keep ignoring the red flags because you're not really clear on what you want.
Right.
Right?
Another way of not ignoring red flags is that see people's actions, not their words.
Ooh.
Somebody calls you the lily of Sharon, the rose of your valley, the apple of my eye.
When it comes to actions,
zero actions.
Zoot.
You've been putting on an engagement ring for 18 years.
Yeah.
And you're still the one.
Yeah. You're still number one.
Come on. Date someone who and see the person for what the person is.
Yes. Let's stop dating for potential.
I'm not saying that don't grow with your high school sweetheart
to be. Okay, listen, when somebody show you who they are,
believe them.
Believe them. When somebody show you who they are. Now, I'm not talking about jump to conclusions, right? Because sometimes it could be a mistake, a misunderstanding, but when somebody patterns are important. Watch the patterns, okay?
My mom told me something. A red flag today becomes a bigger problem tomorrow. Yes. If a man is supposed to be at their best, right? And I'm not saying the pretentious stage, but we all know the honeymoon stage. Everyone is trying to be pleasant. And the person is doing this. When the person don't see finish, there's no other thing that, you've had babies, your stomach is fluffy.
And that's why there has to be compatibility and alignment.
The person has seen everything. The person only gets worse.
Yeah.
I'm talking even if it's a Christian. Remember, we've talked about you can marry a Christian who is not compatible to all Christians. I'm a Christian. I've said no to 20 Christians that I don't regret because we were not compatible. It doesn't necessarily mean they are bad.
No.
2 good people might not be
compatible.
compatible for each other.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes when you reject someone, it doesn't it might be because you're truly bad.
Yeah.
Not taking your badness away from you.
Yeah.
But sometimes 2 good people might not be compatible with each other.
It doesn't have anything to do with, the character. Compatibility does not have nothing to do with who you are as a person.
Yeah.
It just means that we're not aligned.
We're not
clicking.
aligned. Yes.
We don't click. And that's okay.
Some relationships are broken because one person wants to stay back home. Another one wants to stay abroad.
Yeah.
And a marriage cannot work
when the 2 people
are not in the same physical space. It doesn't mean that they are bad.
No.
They're just not
compatible. You just want different things.
You just want different things.
Yeah.
Some people don't want kids at all.
Yeah.
Some want kids.
Yeah.
The person
don't
who doesn't
want
with
somebody
kids
who don't want kids.
and they start making them to want kids.
You want
you
kids.
knew that.
Yeah. Just don't. There's got to be somebody else that wants kids that you can go with.
Exactly.
So let's stop ignoring things that are going to be potentially bigger issues in the future.
Exactly.
Those are red flags.
And now another way of, dealing with red flags is getting counseling. Some people can actually change.
Yeah.
I have grown over the years.
Yeah.
You're
supposed to.
You're supposed to grow. You can get counseling. Yeah. It could be a therapist. It could be your pastor. It could be someone who has a good marriage that you're looking up to.
Yeah.
But if counseling doesn't work, another way of dealing with red flags is to walk away and know exactly when to walk away. Will you feel lonely? Yes. Will you feel manless or womanless?
Yeah.
Yes. But sometimes that peace, that art of being single is better than being in a wrong relationship.
Yeah.
If you are single, you attain some more of your goals. But if you are in a bad relationship, you risk not attaining any of your goals, Mabel.
You risk losing yourself or even losing your life.
Think about moving from one house to the other. It's so stressful.
It is.
Now you take your life and, mix it with someone's for years. Yeah. Then you have to divorce.
Okay, so we had a lot to cover on red flags, but let's try to end on a positive note.
Of course, relationships are not all gloomy. There's nice relationships out there.
There are some really good relationships.
Yes.
Even though right now I don't know a lot of them.
No,
unfortunately.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I try to close my eyes and see a relationship that I regret ever knowing the person. And the truth is known.
Yeah.
I
don't live in regret at all.
I've had some really nice people.
Yeah.
They're talking.
Yeah.
Because I don't just get into relations like I told you before. I talk to the people a lot. I know their minds.
Yeah.
And relationships are beautiful.
Yeah.
Someone to share your life with.
Absolutely.
Your person, your friend.
Your person.
Someone to do life with.
It's nothing
very
better than
nice.
That. Yeah, it's
really nice. And I've had a few that are really nice.
Yes.
And if you're listening to me and you're an ex, I think of you and I...
No. No, I don't think of you. Like, don't say it like that, because you're like, what are you saying? I think of you. Like, you want to call them? Do you want their number? I think what you're trying to say is that you end on good terms with your exes. Not necessarily always when it happens, but if you're still in contact with someone, then maybe it might not have been that bad.
I am not in contact with.
Do they say hello sometimes?
I'm not. Let me finish my thought. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't bear animosity.
Yeah.
I don't bear animosity. I try as much as possible to think of the good times.
Yeah.
And like I said, that two people are not together.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that
they are bad people. Yeah. You're just not good for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So on that note, I think of your good things that we share.
We focus on the good things. Yeah. That's what I've learned to do, you know, too. I focus on the good things that happened, that came out of the relationship.
You don't want to be a bitter single woman.
Yeah. You don't want to be bitter. You want to be better.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about some positivity. Okay. Some positive things about relationships.
The green flags.
The green flags are consistency. You
That's
can
so
trust
attractive.
their word. It's very attractive. Accountability, y'all. When you are wrong, it is not that hard to say, babe, I'm sorry. What can I do to make it better? That is being accountable, y'all. It's not that hard. And that is sexy as hell, too. Okay? Respect. To me, this is one of my deal breakers. If you can't respect me, you cannot love me.
Right.
That's simple. Emotional maturity. You know, I've realized that when you go through that, early stage of a relationship, everything is wonderful. But wait until you have a little bit of a tough conversation with someone. That's really when you get to know them. Because some people have the maturity of an 8-year-old.
Right.
For real. And I can't do nothing with that. Okay? Healthy communication, this really ties into, again, emotional maturity. If you don't have emotional maturity, it's really difficult to communicate effectively.
I'm a big texter, so I like when
I don't like to
me
text.
And my person
just call me
always...
on the phone.
No,
yeah, I don't. That's why you be texting me. I'm like, girl, just call me on the phone and get this out of the way.
I want to text, keep, read, reread, reflect, refer to it.
I want to talk. Integrity.
Yeah.
Somebody that has integrity, there's nothing sexier than that, and this is important, It's important to have integrity and reliability, somebody you can rely on,
Like just
So I want somebody that I can truly, truly rely on. That is so, so important. So those are some green flags to look for.
Even in a friendship.
Even in a friendship, Those are very important. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
We hope that we've been able to... It's a very broad topic.
It is.
And it's okay to have controversies, you know, things that pertain to the heart, emotions. Yeah. And let me say something. There is a lie out there that the heart can't control who he falls in love with.
I don't agree with that.
I do not agree with that. Because what makes love grow? You see them, you're liking them. What makes it grow? Communication.
Yeah.
So any bad relationship that you're in,
you
have the power to stop that relationship.
You can. So you can be attracted to someone, right?
Right.
So attraction to someone does not necessarily mean you're in love with them at that moment.
Right.
What makes you become in love with them now becomes what happens between you and that person. So the initial stage is that attraction. That attraction does not make a relationship. What happens after the attraction is what builds the relationship.
Right. In this episode, we have tried to talk about the red flags in relationships.
And why you shouldn't ignore them.
Right. Yeah. What red flags are. We've also touched about compatibility issues. And then we ended on the note of green flags. Because we don't want to be pessimistic.
It's not always bad.
Love is a beautiful thing. There is love out there.
Yes.
There's your person out there.
Yes.
You know
don't ever give up on that.
The Bible said someone took someone's rib. So we are each other's, missing rib.
Okay, you just got to find your rib now.
Right. But while finding that rib,
Yeah.
do not fall in love with someone's potential or what you think the person is going to become.
Yeah.
Open your eyes and pay attention to who they really are now.
Right now.
Right now.
Yes.
So thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
And we hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned to the next episode.
Absolutely. We will absolutely love to hear from you. We want to know what you guys think as well. We share our thoughts with you guys, but we also want to know what you think.
Exactly.
And also let us know what we should talk about next time.
Right.
Okay?
So stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned for more.